I'm Chris Williams from Cyclone Fanatic, and a proud Iowa State graduate from the class of 2007. No one shows up like Iowa State fans. And Cyclones support Cyclones on and off the field. Your gift can provide scholarships to students, fund groundbreaking research. We could even drum up opportunities for the marching band. Visit MoveWhatMatters.com to learn how you can make an impact today.
Chris Williams, Brent Bloom. From the Northwest Bank Studios, it's Williams and Bloom, presented by Mechdyne on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network.
Wow, breaking news here to start Williams and Bloom. I was going to lead with the Kalani Sitake news, BYU, the whole situation going on there. Bear with me for just a second, because I am just finding out about this Chris Klieman news right now as Brent Bloom enters the studio. We'll get into it all. We are presented by our friends at Mechdyne. Of course, the Mechdyne Corporation is the presenting sponsor of Williams and Bloom each and every week. Okay, bull boy.
Another domino.
Here we go. I'm glad we're live. This is great. This is good stuff right here. What do we got going on? Aiden Wyatt, producer of the show. We're in the Northwest Bank studio.
Brian Hartline is going to USF. He was a strong candidate for Penn State.
Okay, that's not good news.
Don't like that.
Yeah, that's
Don't like that.
Yeah.
That's not great, Coach. So, Brian Hartline to USF, and we just get the news on...
I'm seeing Chris Klieman is considering stepping down at Kansas State, but nothing has been finalized.
Yeah, I just retweeted that.
This
one
might be
too.
a source off.
Well, the news out of A&M is all the A&M insiders are saying that Klein's gone. So here, Bloom, are you caught up on all this?
I 20-minute drive. A lot happens.
Holy mackerel! So I was gonna lead with Kalani Sitake and that whole situation. Aiden, you're our eyes. I'm going to sit back and enjoy a cup of coffee and talk coaching with my friend.
Keep us posted, big guy.
I'm going to cross my legs like an old man should, because you don't want the boys hanging out too much, gravity and everything. And I'm going to use my Cyclones versus the World coffee mug. And, okay, holy crap. So, Mechdyne, Northwest Bank. God bless. You got that. I wore my Mechdyne Carhartt stocking cap all weekend.
Solid.
So, we're going to assume these reports are correct, that Chris Klieman is out in the Little Apple. Retirement is what they're saying. Colin Klein coming back. Natural replacement. Great hire.
Easy.
Guy is done. Like, that's the no-brainer for Kansas State. We need to talk about that. We need to talk about Kalani Sitake choosing to stay at BYU, of all places, over Penn State. Hartline to USF that's the guy I think if I'm Penn State, I probably would have targeted.
Which makes me think that they have their person.
I bet it's Jeff Brom.
I think it's Brom or Dable, the old Giants coach.
Dable. I don't think it's Matt Campbell, for what it's worth. I started getting texts last night when the Sitake news hit. I've been pretty much in touch with the Campbell staff, like with it's National Signing Day, by the way.
It is National Signing Day.
And it certainly does not feel like anything imminent is happening up at Iowa State. So, like, I'm not even really thinking about the Campbell situation. Again, I start getting panic texts last night. Oh, my God, Sitake's staying. They're going to get Matt. And I'm like, well, it also has got to be a little bit of a thing for Matt. Like, Do you really want to be someone's fifth choice?
Sure. Well, and then
But maybe you don't care. I don't know.
And I'm not trying to concern people, but the NFL jobs haven't come open yet either.
True. And that would be the
So
one where
I would be more concerned about that, just generally from understanding everything. But yeah, I mean, until Penn State's completely filled, like I wouldn't like rest completely easy, but I wouldn't be too concerned.
So I want to talk about the BYU aspect of
Yes.
this because I think this is a great example of the strength of that athletic department and why it was such a great addition for the Big 12 conference. So the guy who owns it's like a cookie company.
Crumble.
Yeah. He starts
Some cookie company is like
It
the
is the
cookie.
company.
Well, regardless, this guy starts tweeting yesterday. Basically like, all right, I got to come and save the day. Did you see these tweets?
I did. Now,
College football is an absolute mess. I love it's the old
beautiful
Diamond
mess.
Rio song. What a beautiful mess! What a beautiful mess I'm in. That goes out to my buddy Dustin Fouch if he's listening. We went and watched Diamond Rio in concert about a year ago from now.
yeah, I mean, completely. This is really good for the Big 12.
Yeah, this is great,
It
especially with Tech and BYU playing.
McGuire gets extended yesterday too. I mean, those two programs.
I didn't see that. I
yeah,
missed that. Okay.
Those two programs, I'll throw Utah in there as well. I think are really demonstrating we're willing to spend, and that would have been a huge hit to BYU if Sitake leaves. I think it'd been a huge hit for the Big 12.
I do, just from a perception standpoint.
Because basically you've got a guy that grew up a BYU guy. Of all the schools in the Big 12 that you think would be well-resourced in NIL, it's them. They just paid a basketball guy $7 million. And so I think that was a little bit of Sitake going, hey, you did that for basketball. What about us type of situation? And it worked. I mean, this is the crazy thing, though, is it almost, in some of these instances, it takes the head coach going all the way to the altar to get your administration or others to act on it. And this is happening all over the country.
Do you remember-
Matt hasn't done that. I don't know if that's not the type of person Matt necessarily is, but I will just say this, C-Dub, those schools that I just mentioned, what BYU committed to, according to the reports, is they're going to spend, and again, how they're going to accomplish this, I still have questions. Part of me is the NIL guys, like I'm glad I don't have to deal with that as much anymore, which we can get into. But if they're going to spend 10 to 15 in addition to that, that's a huge plus. Keep in mind, Iowa State, as it currently stands, is spending zero above the cap. Zero. So that's literally right there. 10
Which
to 15.
most schools are like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. This is the problem. You don't know for sure. You just don't know.
Yeah.
I would venture most Power 4 schools have a little bit more than the cap, but not light years above the cap.
And that's why we kind of thought the whole time we're like, if Iowa State can get to the cap, you're in good shape because you can compete.
You're at least within.
Yeah.
You're within the.
As long as you're smart with
You're
what
within
you
10
do.
to 15 million,
Yeah.
which again, it seems like a lot, but when you break it down over 100 football players, 15 men's basketball players, 15 women's basketball players, it's not.
It spreads out pretty
catastrophic.
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that was what I meant when I let off the show and I go, he stays at BYU because, like, perception wise,
Yes.
across the country, that seems like a no brainer to leave for Penn State. We're seeing this across the country where a lot of these coaches are choosing to stay at quote unquote lesser jobs.
Totally.
And I think it's really smart because, like, Sitake specifically, this guy was about ready to get fired 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You remember when they came to the Big 12, we were on like, is this
Is he gonna
guy,
make it?
like, will he make it past his first year?
Remember when Iowa State went in there 2 years?
Just
Only 2
destroyed
years
them.
ago and beat them by 40.
Just destroyed him.
Yeah.
And they didn't look like they belonged. So he chooses to stay. The Klieman, I actually think this is an upgrade for Kansas State. I think I was about ready to sell stock in Klieman. Remember when I sold early on Gundy? I sold early on Patterson. Klieman, to me, it feels, I understand what he wants to do there. They need a modernization, though. It truly does feel like that. Like when it comes to relating to, especially a quarterback like Avery, and I think Avery's not exactly the easiest cat to work with from what I've heard over the years.
Probably a humbling year for him.
Yeah, but like what better guy than Colin Klein to come in and get the most out of that guy?
They lucked into that in some ways because Colin Klein's a K-State guy.
Yeah, he's a great.
We talked about it when they went into Utah. Was that Utah? And collapsed in the second half. It's like, I don't know if he can get over that. And then you had the emotional press conference. I mean, there was a lot of writing on the wall there that it was not going to end well for Chris Klieman.
Chris Klieman altogether was not a successful run at Kansas State.
Wow,
really?
would it be? I mean, he won a He won a Big 12 championship.
Did he win one
with Waters? Yeah, and they won it.
I didn't. Brent.
This is the problem.
I thought that was Old Man Snyder.
No,
I didn't think that was him. Never mind.
Because they beat TCU. Remember the TCU?
God, he's been there that long.
He's been there. He got there in 19.
I'd love to talk to Jake about it and get his insight.
Or not Waters. Excuse me. God dang it.
Okay,
Duggan.
Oh, Duggan went to TCU. Wrong purple school.
Sorry. K-State beat K-State.
It's almost as if you've had stuff going on.
K-State beat Duggan in the championship game.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember that. Yes. Okay, so you win a Big 12 championship. Never mind. I take it back, Mr. Klieman.
But that's interesting.
Aiden?
TexAgs.com is reporting it. That's as good as you get for Texas A&M.
Yeah, they're the
They're also
fanatic
reporting
on steroids down there.
Now,
that Klein is going to stay with A&M through the playoff. I don't know if that means a whole lot.
By the way, you want to talk about getting jobbed in the playoff rankings? Texas A&M dropping from 3 to 7 after a loss at Texas is total bullshit.
I don't feel bad for them.
I don't feel bad for them, but that is wrong. As a voter in a poll, that is what's wrong with the way the humans do it. Because the one loss, a great loss by all means,
on the road
should not penalize you that much, just because it's in November compared to one if you lose in September. Notre Dame loses 2 games in September, and nobody gives a shit.
The interesting part, though, that bumps Tech up to
I get it.
A bye.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I had this talk with Hassel on Monday morning. I'm like, I don't know what you do with Texas A&M. Like, because, one loss at Texas is better than a loss at Arizona State.
Yes. However, they haven't really had a great win. A&M. Now, I guess Notre Dame on the road's pretty good. I mean, I don't know.
That's a way better win than what Texas Tech has.
It's just a cluster. I mean, I have a hard time really getting fired up about the rankings. Like Notre Dame at 10, ahead of BYU. BYU has 1 loss. Notre Dame has 2. Does that make sense?
None of it makes sense.
It just doesn't make sense.
The sport doesn't make sense. The fact that the cookie guy...
The crumble cookie guy had to save the BYU football program.
Cookie guy from BYU starts frantically tweeting, and he's like hitting up the AD like, if you lose Sitake...
That's it.
That's how it works.
I had a conversation with somebody this week.
I'm pulling all my cookie money.
And they had made a good point. Is like, once it's too late, it's too late. And BYU is this close to being too late. If he takes that job, if the cookie guy doesn't save the day, then what happens to the BYU football? I mean, this is the crazy part.
Well, and they're in a weird spot, too, with the Latter-day Saints thing. Like,
and
they can't. Well, I think they're kind of getting away from that. They did. There was a really good piece in The Athletic about that like 2 years ago.
It's a weird, still nobody quite understands, what the rules are, what the best route is. And my question still is, everyone's still going all in, it seems like. Where's the money coming from, though? It's not like the
stocks are still up.
Yeah, but I'm saying from like K-State, for example, Klieman is owed $21 million. Will Klieman eat that all and just say I'm retiring? No, they're going to have to pay him. I mean, there's no doubt this is a retirement. But it's hey,
we can't raise money with you anymore.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to pay him something. They're gonna have to pay Colin Klein something too. The rumblings out of Manhattan is Gene Taylor, who's the AD, may retire with him. By the way, and then what does that mean for our guy Jerome Tang? I mean, K-State's going through it in a big way right now. But that's what I'm saying. They lucked out in that Colin Klein would normally not go there unless for that relationship that he has with the school. So,
look,
I get Coffee hand delivered. Thank you.
The Tang thing is getting weird.
Yeah, they lose to Bowling Green.
They lost to Bowling
He
Green.
won't. I don't.
And then
think
he
he'll
gave
be
one of
there.
the worst post-game interviews
well,
I've
what's-
ever heard.
what's
And
new,
it doesn't
Jerome?
surprise me. He just talks out of his ass. Sorry, friend of Aiden's over there.
He can't.
Friend of the program.
Yeah, oh yeah, he was on the podcast, wasn't he?
But that guy, like, you compare him and like his post-game compared to our guy, and like just how you get a team, like their body language on they bitch about every call. I don't know. He's not going to last.
He won't.
I'm like, again, sell if you haven't already.
Yeah.
It's
the stock is gone.
because in what they do NIL wise is what you shouldn't do. Like where you spend on these
Overpay.
top end guys,
Yeah,
but you don't
it's-
have the girth to your
And then when
team.
you start talking about body language and culture, and that's exactly how it manifests.
Yes.
Yeah. And I guess at the end of the day, what does all this mean? Super grateful for the stability of the Iowa State coaching staff right now.
Yeah.
Because it is a hard time in college athletics to figure all this out, and having that consistency of what you're getting. Arguably, okay, even in the Big 12, I would say Texas Tech, Iowa State, BYU, across the board, probably the three strongest athletic programs right now. When you look at men's basketball, women's basketball, football,
Yeah, I don't think there's much of
and it's just and those three
maybe
are
Arizona would sneak into the
Arizona
mix
could sneak in there.
with
Yeah,
their
I
football.
agree with that. Yep.
You know.
So, but
But they're not really like financially
not
strong
the same.
right now.
Not the same, but good
don't have-
point. In that, I'll throw Arizona in there too. That's true. There's different ways to do it. Obviously, it's doing it with stability and consistency, and that's why you got to give TJ and Matt a lot of credit for sticking through this, because they are at some disadvantages resource wise for sure. And the BYU thing cements that for me. Is like, man, you're fine while they're here, but once it's too late, it's too late.
Because of all the stupid tiebreakers and stuff, this is too strong. But like, if you're mapping out the next 5 years of Big 12 football, it's 1A, 1B.
Tech.
With Tech and BYU.
right now. Yeah, I agree.
Just resources, coaching, momentum, and then you put Iowa State and Utah right there,
there.
and you know,
yeah, who?
because like I
that's great.
get
It's
it.
true.
Like there's
Arizona
a lot of
State, as long as Dillingham.
yeah, great. I shouldn't have left them out. There's a lot of people's like, oh, we're disappointed we're not going to Arlington, but yeah, you've gone 2 of 5 years in your Iowa State, and your down years are now 8 and 4.
Right.
Like that is commendable. I hope that everybody can see that.
I think the majority do. I'm sure there's some. You guys were fair, I thought, on Iowa Everywhere this week. What do you give this football team a grade? In B minus, something in there. I think that's fair.
I think I said B minus. I think realistically I should have said a B. Just with the perspective on just everything, and I think that it's skewed because of how they started. I think if they would have started 4-1,
sure,
and gone 8 and 4, maybe you're going to give them
feel different.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I think everybody like mentally, but I would guess that Matt and Taylor and John and all those guys in the building would probably say, "Oh yeah, that's fair."
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Because I think when you start 5-0, they were probably thinking, "Man, this is a 10-2."
It's just interesting though that we're at the point where 8 and 4 is a B. That's great. That's a great sign. But I do think
it's not a D.
What we're seeing across college football though is it's moving really fast, and so the whole thing, as my phone rings, I apologize. The whole thing can move really, really quickly. And so you better stay ahead of it. And I think that's where the schools that have a plan in place to stay ahead of it, stay consistent, but to your point, they're keeping their coaches happy, first and foremost. Like you saw it with Missouri. You saw it with Vanderbilt. You saw it with some of these up-and-coming programs. They don't want it to get to the point where you're having to negotiate in the last second like a Kalani Sitake. You need crumble cookie to bail you out. So that's what my message would be to anybody who would listen is you got to stay 6 months ahead of it. And that's fundraising, that's finding additional NIL, that's maintaining your culture, all of it. Because when it goes sideways in this era, I'll just be honest with you guys. We were this close to a couple men's basketball players going in the portal last spring. that could have, right there, could have changed the entire dynamic for this season. Not just the basketball team, but your belief in
just
everything, the whole entity.
And that's why it was so important to keep like Rocco and just the mental.
Absolutely, and it still is. I mean, by the way, that portal opens in January. So, again, like I said on Sunday, I think obviously it's in a better position than we were a year ago at this time, thanks to the revenue share and the university being able to help out. But what you're going to see across college football is it's never going to be enough. One other thing to keep an eye on, and this is all happening at the same time, but the SCORE Act in Congress is going to get voted on today in the House of Representatives. Essentially, what that would do is that is college sports' last gasp in Congress to keep it as it is now. It would essentially codify whatever the rules are. So if that passes, it'll go to the Senate. The Senate's then going to amend it. It's going to look a lot different once it gets to the Senate to get totally in the political weeds. But that process is going at the same time. So you got the dynamics of with the coaches. You need to keep them happy. You're also keeping an eye on what Congress is doing. And oh, by the way, the Supreme Court and the president are in the mix too. So it's a lovely time for college sports.
That's a lovely time indeed. Welcome to the show. I had no idea we were going to lead with Chris Klieman's retirement.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
There's another domino effect here.
Here we go.
Well,
Here we go.
Not this one doesn't really matter.
Here we go.
More semantics, but he was going to be the guy at USF.
Colin Klieman was.
Yes.
Oh.
But then Klieman stepped down.
Are you surprised that Hartline's getting that job?
I am. I would have thought he could have. But again, what else is open now?
But why doesn't he just stay and be the OC at Ohio State and make $2 million a year and then just take whatever job you want next year?
Great question.
I think a lot of these guys overthink the moves. I'm serious. Like, I'm telling you, like, I really do. Like, I think a lot of these guys jump too fast. Like, the most criminal one ever, and I know he got generational money. I understand it. But was when Chris Ash left for Rutgers.
Yeah.
I wish I had my commentary on it when I was on Kicks, and I said, this is a disaster. Like, he just killed his career. And he did. You can't come back from going, and Chris Ash is an old friend. He's a McCarney guy. He's a Rhodes guy. I've known him since I was 20.
Yeah.
And he's a great DC, like, whatever.
I think.
But is it just the money?
It is a little bit, but that instance, I think it was. That was I don't know what else I'm going to get.
I can go make $40 million right now.
Be happy, and maybe it'll work. And it didn't, and he's still got $40 million.
There was no chance that guy had to win at Rutgers.
I think the Heartline thing to USF is different. Pretty much, if you look at the last 20 years, everybody wins at USF.
True.
So
he's probably going to go 10-2 there.
He'll go 10-2. He'll become a head coach. He'll run a program, and then
maybe he just hates Ryan Day.
Well, that's the other thing. Is like you don't know what's going on behind the scenes either.
Maybe he just hates his boss.
He might not like all of us. If you don't like your boss, then you're not going to stay.
But like, wouldn't he have been a better hire for Arkansas than the Memphis guy?
Yeah, the Arkansas thing is weird. Although that's that's a really hard job.
I would rather have USF than Arkansas.
There you go. So you just talk.
Yeah.
Again,
honestly,
Heartline goes to USF. He'll go 10-2 next year because again, they're the best team in that conference resource wise, and you got a lot of talent right there. He can then go to whatever Big Ten job he wants next year. Because what we're seeing now, because this thing's moving a lot faster, you have 3 years at all these big programs now. That's it. Like you win or you're going to get fired. So there's going to be jobs that come open. So you might as well go somewhere, become a head coach, and now I'm Heartline. I can have my pick.
That's a good point. No, you talked me out of it.
I think I think
talked me
US,
out of it. No,
in fact,
you changed my opinion.
Goalish.
Goalish.
Now what he did yesterday was super smart. I think Alex is really smart. Alex plays the game very well.
He does.
He kept the defensive coordinator, DJ Durkin. And so
very good.
That's super smart. He's going to have Auburn's going to go all in. The thing is, when schools like Auburn struggle for years, like it has, they're not going to have any rock that's not flipped. Meaning they're going to give them every advantage possible, potentially legal, potentially illegal. I don't know what's going to go on down there, but it won't be a resource problem with Auburn. It never is. Now, can he handle the politics and the dynamics? I think knowing Alex,
he's set up for that.
He is one of the rare guys who can handle that part of it. So it might work there.
He would play the political game better than Matt would.
100%.
That's why 100%. Matt fits so well here. If you made Matt the head coach at Texas, he would go crazy having to
Or
deal with
Auburn.
it. Yeah, like
No, it
just
would
all
just
those
wouldn't- it
idiots
wouldn't-
that want your time all the time.
It
and
wouldn't work. You have
that's
to,
why like it works with him and Pollard, I think, because Jamie just lets him. All right, it's your program.
yeah, go ahead. Go have fun.
You want to make the uniforms black? All right.
And that's unique. It truly is an advantage Iowa State has given. Like, basically, Matt, this is your deal. Like,
Yeah.
we're not going to get in your way. Do what you want. We're not going to be as well resourced as others, but here's the trade-off.
The one thing that sucks. This is a very personal. I have all this USF gear. It's like
Well, big Brian Hartline fan now.
it's like when TJ went to Washington. I bought like all this Washington basketball gear. Like, and that was a long time ago. So like baggy shorts and like all the.
Are we done picking USF games?
Yeah, we're done with that.
Because I don't think I got one right.
We're gonna do.
I think it was
it's
for
Auburn
USF.
now. So
I better study up.
we're moving on to Auburn games now. All right, we are presented as always by Mechdyne. Want to give a shout out to our friends over at Gravitate Co-working. Check them out at gravitatecoworking.com. Also, Hopewood. This is a great time of year to get your will done. I bet I would guess that December and January are some of Hope's busiest months. I don't know that, but I would guess.
I would better be. You got the holidays.
Taxes are coming
Taxes
up.
are coming. Like somebody like myself in career transition. Probably a natural time
We'll
for
get
me
into
to
that.
to go talk to Hopewood.
Hopewood JD.
listening? Yeah.
.com. Also, this is a huge deal for us. CycloneFanaticShop.com. This is a big deal. People ask me all the time, how do we support Cyclone Fanatic? Using our merch shop is a big deal for us. And we will sell about as much in the month of December, like from Thanksgiving to Christmas, as we do the rest of the year combined.
Wow.
Well, and we're not on pace this year.
Okay, come
And
on.
it's probably our fault because there's just a lot going on. But if you're gonna buy Cyclone gear, and if you can use CycloneFanaticShop.com, Mike Mart's down there and over in Perry does a great job. We have unique stuff. I have that basketball hoodie right there, by the way, and it's one of my favorite hoodies. I love the fabric of it. It's great. The fleece, the new vintage Script Cyclone
Those look comfy too.
is up there. Yeah, so it's all good stuff. Oh, can you pull up the boombox, Aiden? The Cyclone Fanatic or the Cyclone boombox.
This guy.
Yeah, it's right there.
Right here.
So we have like 40 of these, and frankly, we really need to get rid of them. So they're on sale all the time. You're buying them at cost, basically, and we just need to get rid of them.
There you go.
But that is a phenomenal piece.
Bluetooth.
It's Bluetooth. It comes with a microphone. It's great for parties. It's great for tailgating. And if you want to get somebody a badass, unique gift,
There you go.
you're getting a phenomenal deal on it at CycloneFanaticShop.com. I love mine. I have two of them, actually. All right. Let's do Purdue, and then we'll get into your thing.
Do we have to? Yeah. No.
The game coming up on Saturday. I'm
Yes.
going to lean on you a lot here
Yeah.
because I'm full disclosure with my audience. I haven't done the prep on Purdue that I should have by now, and I'm really sorry. It's just been a busy week. Give me the scout on the Boilers here.
Well, obviously
we
really
know what
good.
Purdue is.
Yeah, I mean,
they're the same thing every year. It's kind of like Iowa State, right?
It's one of the best players in the country in Smith, the guard. So I think it's going to be really interesting from a matchup standpoint. So the big question in this game, will Taman Lipsey be back?
We do have audio, Aiden. Jake put some video in there. Let's hear yesterday's media availability. Taman Lipsey and from TJ Otzelberger here.
He's continuing to progress every single day. We just finished practice. He's going to do some additional evaluations with our medical staff this afternoon. He's trending in a good direction. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't want him to feel, any pressure to need to play or feel like he has to play. I want it to be when he feels great, he returns. And so, again, we'll just stay on day to day because it literally could be any day that, when it's more really just how he feels and that he has all the burst and explosiveness that we saw him playing with at the start of the year. And I want him to be fully healthy before he steps back out. But progress has been great.
I mean, we don't learn a lot there, but that does check out with everything we've heard behind the scenes. And I would anticipate he plays on Saturday.
Agreed. I think that was TJ's way of saying he's going the right direction. I'm going to guess he gives it a go on Saturday, which is huge, okay? Because he's not only obviously the head of the snake offensively, but really good defender. And you start talking about a Braden Smith who, again, probably a potential Big Ten Player of the Year, even maybe a National Player of the Year, averaging 14 points, 9 assists. Smith shoots it well. But really, in my opinion, C-Dub, their actually leading scorers, Fletcher Lawyer is a really good shooter. But then Trey Kaufman-Renn is a Joshua Jefferson type. Very versatile big. Really good in the post. Averages a double-double. There's going to be some fun matchups here. Kaufman-Renn against Jefferson. You got the Smith-Lipsy-Torrey thing. And then, not to mention, they're really good at home. That is a tough place to play. You start talking about some of the best home court environments. Hilton, Allen Fieldhouse. I think Mackey Arena is pretty close. It really is.
Road trip?
What's that?
Want to do a road trip?
I mean, I do.
Do you think Mechdyne?
We get the
jet.
the jet. You guys, I'm wearing. There's a hat.
Where's Luch? Luch.
At one point,
Hey.
our buddy from Atlanta was thinking about taking a private trip. If you're listening,
I would go on a private jet.
it's not that far of a drive.
We have Beatty's Christmas party to get to.
We do.
We
That's
have
true.
to get back
We
to
gotta get
Beatty's.
back for the yeah. And it's 11 a.m. game, so we'd be back in time. No, it's a great place. I think the environment will be awesome. The great thing about this game, C-Dub, yes, the result matters. If you win, it would be huge. I mean, winning a game against a top 5 team on the road would be massive. However, this is not going to hurt you at all. This is not going to hurt you at all.
So the other aspect of this is Torrey, and we got some audio here, video, I guess. I'm such an old radio guy. Killian Torrey clearly comes onto the national scene last week in Vegas, and really good conversation. I thought it was interesting listening to TJ Otzelberger talk about his, the breakaway dunks in transition. This is interesting. Check this out.
When we had Hassan Ward and he would get a lob, we would tell our guys those are worth 8 to 10 just because of the impact it has on the game. And so I don't have exact number of what I think it quantifies to, but it's far more than 2 because you're putting hesitancy on the other point guard. So you're creating – that's going to create more turnovers by him doing that. The dunk gets the crowd going. It gets your teammates going. It gets the energy in the gym going. So it's definitely not obviously you're taking the ball out of their hands, so probably a 2 to 3 point swing on one end, then 2 on the other end. So, again, it's worth no less than 5-6 points, I'd say, at a minimum. And it's just what it does for your team, the momentum it creates, the energy it creates. And we're just fortunate to have a guy that takes such pride in doing that. And putting his body on the line and defending every single night.
Interesting how they look at that, but I know TJ well enough that this is all well researched, and to put a value to it like that, I thought was super interesting.
And I like the comps. You had to replace Keyshawn Gilbert and Curtis Jones. I would say, okay, let's have a discussion here. I think Torrey already is as good a defender as either.
Completely
better
agree.
than Jones was. I mean, love Kurt. Kurt was a great offensive
Not as
player.
good offensively, better defensively than Jones.
Yes.
Maybe all around better than Keyshawn.
I think he might be already, which is it's an incredible compliment because I thought the world of those two.
Yeah. We loved Keyshawn.
And why is Iowa State's ceiling, in my opinion, higher than it was even a month ago? Is because that guy's development is unbelievable. I think it's the most impressive first month of a season, unexpectedly, that I can remember from a freshman. I mean, I could get into the numbers, guys, but he is.
Halliburton would be the only other comp.
But he didn't. I mean, he didn't score it at the rate that Killian's doing.
But I just remember we were like, oh, wow.
Where'd he come from? Totally. This was not. They knew he was going to be good.
Yeah.
This was unexpected to the point of like, holy cow, our floor is significantly raised because the guy can really guard, and that travels. Like we always talk about this. This TJ team is already light years better defensively than it was a year ago. Buchanan's an upgrade over to Sean Jackson. And then Torrey, again, in my opinion, is better than Jones was defensively, as good as Keyshawn when Keyshawn was healthy. Keyshawn was not healthy in the second half. This team already has an advantage defensively than it was a year ago. Offensively, with the way Milan's playing with confidence, a healthy Taman, what Josh was doing right now, I could argue offensively, Iowa State's better than it was a year ago too.
It'll be interesting in a game like this too when you have so much length.
Yeah,
the shooting, and that's where Kurt could really open things up for you.
Exactly.
Kurt specifically.
When things have really not been hard yet.
Who's in the NBA right now?
Yeah. Things have not been hard for Iowa State offensively yet.
Not
It's
yet.
when
And it will.
It will. When you get in those grinders, when you're playing Houston, when you're playing Tech, when you're playing Purdue on Saturday, and you need a bucket, where do you go?
There's going to be a 2 of 18 game from 3 coming up.
Exactly. And we haven't had it yet. And that's where Kurt was so great. Because, you need a bucket. It's like, that guy would just throw one in from 24 and get on a run. I don't know where that's going to come from. So, again, I say that respectfully to Curtis, because what that guy did in Big 12 play,
unbelievable.
It was one of the best conference seasons of a guard of any player at Iowa State in a long time. So, still to be determined when you're in those dogfights how you're going to score. But I think the floor, every single game, Iowa State's defense is better than it was a year ago. It's going to give you a chance.
I'm anxious to see Torre's performance against Purdue also, just in the sense of this is the first time he's really going to be scouted.
And on the road in a tough environment.
I would guess that there's a return to the mean here.
There has
for
to
him.
Be. There has to be.
Yeah.
There's going to be a game where he turns it over 5 times.
Yes.
And doesn't make a shot. And, I mean, the last 20 points against Creighton, 19 against Syracuse, and the guy shot 70% from the floor.
By the way, did you watch Syracuse last night?
Huge win for Iowa State. Way to go. Way to go, Orange.
Orange Nation. Rise up, baby.
Yeah. Beat them like a drum,
If
and
we
they
had
responded.
unlimited funds, we could have little backdrops of teams that do good things for Iowa State. Have a Syracuse mascot behind us.
Worth noting, Alcorn State, not good at basketball.
Air McNair. There is a game tonight, by the way.
Don't have to worry too much about this one. So Taman's not going to play
spread,
tonight.
Aiden, on this one tonight.
Do you guys know their net ranking?
It's got to be like the
last 10.
This is a quad 4 game. 320th.
Jeez.
Out of 326.
365.
Oh, hey, they're better than 40 teams.
I do have the point spread. You want to guess?
Let me guess.
Let's reverse the roles here.
Iowa State is a 35-point favorite.
Non-conference basketball. We're gonna. I'm giving you 4, and that's not within the 4. This is a 40-point spread.
Wow.
40.
So come on.
You're close. I can't give it to you.
40 points.
40 points.
Has Iowa State ever been a 40-point favorite?
I probably not often.
I can't imagine. I don't believe it. No way. And I would take Alcorn State in the points here.
I don't know. They're not very good. Be a lot of
take the points.
It's gonna be a lot of those kill you toy run out dunks.
What you do is you tease it.
Tease it to 50?
Yes. That's a lock.
What will TJ do with the net ranking winning by 50?
You're right, though. You're going up against a coach who likes to manipulate the net.
He's going to run up the score.
He's going to try and do everything he can to win this game by 50.
I'm calling for a big game from maybe it's the Cade Kelderman game. Let's get him a couple shots. My guy Cade. Let's go. Yeah, tonight shouldn't be a problem.
I'm not at all concerned about this one.
And then Saturday, just note your televisions. National CBS. 11 o'clock.
So, and that's at the same time, and we'll get into our Wiffles Hybrids Big 12 segment now, courtesy of our friends at Wiffles Hybrids. The Big 12 championship game, 11 o'clock. Aiden, I need an updated point spread if you don't mind. Last I saw, it was like 13. Everybody knows how big I am on Texas Tech. I think they're one of the best teams in the country. It does feel a little bit, and I hammered. They were one of my locks of the week when they played BYU a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I said, you play BYU here, this is a no-brainer. It does feel a little bit neutral floor or neutral field. I could see this one being closer.
I agree.
Just feels like Sitake, especially having played it once, freshman quarterback, you take as much time off the clock and make it as ugly as possible. I'm not going to make a pick on this game because I really don't feel good about it either way. I just think Tech is really freaking awesome, and it wouldn't surprise me if they won by 20. But I feel like BYU will have a much better game plan this time around.
It helps having seen them.
Yes.
And obviously Tech shut them down. So basically it's like, don't do that again. The Sitake thing's interesting, though. That had to be distracting for everybody. Now, you get it done on a Tuesday, so you still got Wednesday, Thursday. They'll fly to Arlington on Friday.
Crumble protein cookies being shipped in.
Maybe make sure you got enough crumble cookies for everybody, Coach. No, I think that 2 touchdowns is a lot. I like Bachmeier in that spot, the way he can run it. But again, Tech has been destroying everybody. Like look at their against the spread. They're like 10-1. Like they've been not only winning games, they've been obliterating teams. So that gives me some concern. But I agree. I think it's within 10. I think we're going to see a good game. And I think
What do we want to happen?
What you want to happen, well, depends what you want. Okay. Here's the 2 scenarios. Tech wins by 2 touchdowns. They get a bye, and they're playing in the Fiesta Bowl in the quarterfinals. Okay. That's if they win. If BYU wins, they're both in the playoff. Both do not get a bye, and both are playing, I would guess, man, would BYU host? Probably not. I think Tech would probably still host the first round game. That's my ideal scenario. I want 2 in there because I still think Tech can make a run from that spot.
Well, there is an argument to be made that not being the 4 seed is an easier path to the final.
It could be because you might get one of those group of 5 in that first round.
Well, but then you don't necessarily want Ohio State.
No, you don't. Now Ohio State's
but you also have an injury-prone quarterback.
Extra mileage. Yeah. Boy, if you want Tech to win it all, I believe getting that bye is the safest route, no question. I think for the betterment of the Big 12, having BYU in there as well could be good. I do not see a scenario where BYU loses and they get in. I don't. I think that Notre Dame situation is too goofy, and I
There's
think
no way Notre
BYU's
Dame-
getting bumped out.
There's no way Notre Dame is not in the playoff.
I agree, and I think Miami's probably ahead of BYU maybe at this point too, because Miami beat Notre Dame. This is what's really hard. BYU's going to get squeezed. They need to win. They need to win Saturday, which is also why I know Tech wants to win too.
Which would be a little bit ridiculous considering if Tech is truly the 3rd best team.
I agree,
And you've only lost to 1 team. Now, don't get killed. Like, if they lost by a field goal, I could make a legitimate argument for BYU.
I could too.
If they
I
lose
just-
by 20 again,
Do you trust them?
I don't.
No.
But I'm like, if
the game goes to overtime, Tech wins in overtime. Can BYU get above Miami and Notre Dame?
I think they should.
I think they should too.
Especially like we do this now. I don't know if it's right, but we are comparing losses now. Right? Like that's just like
That's
the
what
thing
we're
you do. Like if you're one loss, the one team you lost to is Texas Tech, and you get killed the first time, and then you showed you've improved, and you lose to them in overtime. Like look at Miami's losses. How do you argue that Miami's more deserving and they didn't even make their championship game? Now, I would argue it's stupid because these tiebreakers are ridiculous, and I wouldn't penalize them because of that. But how do you argue against BYU in that scenario? I don't think you intellectually can.
Yeah. I just don't trust them. But yeah, the 2 paths here, Tech wins by a lot, automatic bye, probably pretty good for the Big 12, or BYU wins, both get in, and then maybe I wouldn't put it past BYU to win a game. I still think Tech can win the whole thing. I do.
I do too.
And that the long-term ramifications of Tech winning the whole thing would be massive for the Big 12.
All gas, no breakfast says BYU is 11, Miami is 12. BYU can't get punished for playing in its championship game, right? They can because
it's a loss.
And don't trust these committee people. Like, guys.
Rest in peace, Mike Leach, by the way.
Is this the anniversary?
No, it's just speaking of the committee.
Oh.
Let's put him on a committee.
We need to make
committee.
Leach's deal an anniversary, like his like a
I think
holiday.
it's December
here.
12th. I looked it up the other day.
You guys, we've been doing this with these committees, and since the BCS came, these people for decades now have shown and told you exactly who they are. Listen to them. Well, it doesn't matter. They can flip-flop and change any of this stuff. They're data points. It's all garbage. They'll do what they want. They're going to call ESPN, hey, who would you rather have in the playoff? Don't listen to them. It's all garbage.
You know what I thought was interesting, just another data point, is this Jimmy Sexton, the agent, the super agent, represents most of the high-end coaches and most of the high-end broadcasters.
Oh, dude, it was disgusting.
It was so gross. It's like, oh, my God.
I lost so much respect for Kirk Herbstreit the other night, and I've been waning on him for a while now.
It's just, again, the health of college sports. It's no mystery that some of the committees are screwed up as well.
Yeah, well, they're all owned as well. It's like politics. And don't give me your tribalistic crap either, because like they're all owned. Like I that's why I love Campbell not having an agent. I genuinely love it. Like it's awesome.
I think he probably does have an agent, by the way, but not.
He has a guy who represents him, but he's like a hometown lawyer, from what I understand. Or does he have an agent now?
I don't know for sure. I think that changed in the last 16 months, but I don't know everything.
Well, that's a great sign.
I'm not trying to.
Jeez. Is it too early to start drinking?
No, we're you guys, we're good. We're fine. Everything's fine.
Getting everybody worked up.
Brian Dable's odds.
My watch thought I was on a workout. My heart rate is racing so much.
I'll give some Brian Dable's odds going up. So are Terry Smith's odds. If you want to kill time, and again, I'm late to the party here.
Campbell's not going to Penn State.
He's not. Callshe.com. Okay?
Dude, that's a great website.
Oh, my gosh. So I'm following this live tracking of the Callshe betting markets.
Yeah, it's incredible.
That's where, remember on Sunday I mentioned Kalani Sitake?
Yeah.
Like, he went crazy, and look what happened.
Yeah.
So the betting markets often will be the first tea leaves to drop. And anyway, my point is, Brian Dable, 40% chance to be the next head coach. Matt right now at 7%.
Yeah, I just don't see it. Again, anything's possible, but I truly don't. I think we would have started to hear rumblings and stuff by now. Whatever. I'm not going to waste any more of our time on it.
Don't worry about it, everybody.
All right. Thank a couple more sponsors, and then we'll talk about your big news and get to all that. Did we miss anything else? I'm not going to go through. We're not going to preview the championship games. We don't need to do that.
We'll talk to your buddy Herbstreit about that.
I have a hard time with it because we get it. But the random people, like I know what Sexton's doing and all those guys, like they're manipulating the audience that pays their salary. Like I hate it from like a journalism standpoint. Mm-hmm. Like it's just like you're owned at that point. Now, and maybe Kirk, and it's not just him. Booger McFarland was on a rampage all week. Like it was across the board. It wasn't just Kirk, but he's the most visible, right?
And then they have a financial incentive of the SEC doing well.
It's
just ugh.
I want to thank our friends at you want to talk about something pure? Our friends over at the Iowa State University Foundation, trying to do good work, trying to raise money for the entire campus. MoveWhatMatters.com, where you can give to all different areas of campus. I would encourage you all to go and check that out. Same with our friends over at the Ivy College of Business. We love our friends at the Ivy College of Business. You should look at, the calendar's flipping, looking to get a graduate degree potentially in the future.
Fastest growing college at Iowa State.
Well, and I see why. Like you can use a business degree with anything.
100%.
I said that on a podcast yesterday. Murph asked me if I could give advice to anyone. I was like, that would be it. I wish I had a business degree.
Same.
Yeah, it would have really. Well, let's get into that.
I could use an advanced degree right now.
So you made an announcement that you've stepped down as the director of the We Will Collective, which I'm even confused, and I'm with you.
I
don't know what the collective is anymore. I know that it's all in house. Like I truly, contrary to what many believe, we don't talk about a lot of this stuff because we just don't. Like we talk about our kids and but you basically decided this time to make a career move. And I know, let me talk for a minute.
Okay. All right.
I know how much you and your wife and kids have been pulled in a million different directions the last 4 years, 3 years. I said this to a mutual friend of ours last night. I admire Brent so much for two reasons. One, to step into that, like with all the uncertainty, I couldn't have done it. Like I know like my anxiety would have gone crazy. I would have never slept. So I admire you for taking the risk and just jumping in there, and because you did it for the right reasons. I also know that I wouldn't have been at these random golf tournaments every Saturday in the spring and summer when I like to drink beer in my backyard and watch NASCAR. Like, and it was your wife, and it was your boys. Your boys getting drug all around the state at these fun, and they loved it. They had a lot of cool perks.
Absolutely, yeah.
Too.
Met some
like
awesome people.
Yeah, like, and there's all this great, but this was not a 9 to 5 where you got crazy benefits and like, no, like this was a grind where really powerful, rich people are yelling at you oftentimes. I know you're not going to throw anybody under the bus, but it was a hard job, and I commend you for it. You represented all of us. When I say that, I mean Iowa State like so well, and I love you and your wife so much, and I'm proud of you, man.
Well, thank you. And like outside of my family, I love Iowa State.
I know you do.
So
nobody does more than you.
It was literally like We Will was like a third kid for us. It was. I mean, the time we dedicated was literally like a third child. So just to kind of give everybody the bigger picture. So the collective was going to go away anyway at the end of the year.
Correct.
So,
and you guys have, because I got the emails.
Yeah, we've been so essentially all of the NIL funding now is moving through to our friends at the Iowa State Foundation through something called the We Will Fund. The last 4 months, I was actually employed by Learfield, which is the corporate rights holder, as the director of NIL for Iowa State, but actually employed by Learfield.
And Learfield, just for the media dummies, they own the rights to like the radio broadcast. Exactly. Do they have the ESPN Plus?
They do.
Okay,
they help with the commercials.
Okay, so and then like the signage you see around the arenas, that type of stuff. Exactly. So that was your employer.
So the last 5 months, I was still helping Iowa State fundraise for the NIL fund, but then also working with the corporate entities, the Iowa Corns, you guys know what advertisements have done NIL with the Iowa State players. But those monies went to Iowa State's NIL fund to be then used in rev share, essentially.
Yes.
So,
which is why you were saying all last year, keep giving, because it's all going to go.
So those things are in good shape. Those entities are really like, because Iowa State's now in the revenue sharing era, it now can fundraise itself. So they don't necessarily need the collective anymore. And then we just kind of made a family decision of, man, it has been a great run. Yeah. It's been 3.5, 4 years of constant go.
I don't know how you did it.
And I loved every second of it, but also got to the point of like, I just kind of burn out of college athletics. There's so much going on. And then I have a 7-year-old. Theo's turned 6 tomorrow. So it was just kind of a natural time. Like, you know what? As Gary Passion says, take a step back. We'll take a look at your life. And
Aiden, can you get to work on lining up Patterson at some point?
I'm super grateful more than anything, though.
A bucket list interview right there.
God. The fans, players, coaches, unbelievable. And some of the texts I've gotten last week meant the world to me, guys. But yeah, it's time. It's time to try something else. But I'm not going anywhere. I'm still staying in Iowa. We'll still do the podcast with you every week as long as you'll have me.
Hopefully we can do a little more.
But no hard feeling. Nothing bad. Nothing. It was just time to, pass the baton. I think Iowa State's in really good shape. Clearly, look at them. The fact that Iowa State won 26 football games in this era, both the basketball teams are in the top 10. Wrestling just beats Iowa for the first time in 20 years. I mean, it was just like, man, this is good timing. And so, hand it off. Again, Iowa State's got good people that will figure everything out, and super honored, grateful. You guys put a belief in me and the collective that I can't repay enough.
Well, the collective worked, and I said this throughout the last 3 years. It worked because of the grassroots aspect of it. Like I understand that athletic department folks, not just at Iowa State, but across the country. So, like, we're talking about BYU, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you're talking about donors that are giving millions.
In some cases. So, like, not at Iowa State.
Yeah, but, like...
we wish.
But, like, some, like, when you look at it and be like, oh, well, let's do $43 because the Cyclone scored 43 points. that doesn't move the needle as much as like you necessarily need. But what was cool about We Will was that it got everybody involved. It got your smallest donors. It got your largest donors. It got us all under the same roof, which doesn't happen a lot in life anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like you see so
my favorite
much
part. Yeah.
about like the 1% and then everybody else and then the, you know, and that was what I thought was so cool about We Will is it gave everybody access to make a difference, even a small one.
And I'm telling you guys, I'll just be honest because it's 5 months after the fact. We had to fundraise X amount by June 30th to get in front of, you know, when the cap kicked in, essentially. It got down to the last couple $1,000s.
Yeah.
Quite candidly. We needed, I'm telling you, every single dollar. So all of it added up. The Cyclone Larry stuff. Even though I got yelled at by the administration for shotgunning a beer. All sorts of stuff.
That was the BYU.
That was the BYU game.
I remember that.
All that stuff added up, and like we literally could not have survived without each and every one of you. The proudest thing for me is we ended up over 10,000 individual donors.
That's awesome.
To We Will.
That's the type of like great engagement that you and again, I understand everybody has a really hard job here.
Yes.
And I understand that like the $5, $20 a month donor is not exactly what everybody's always looking for, but that's what I've made CF off of is like those people. So to see them,
It's my favorite.
the amount of people like after games walking around picking up cans and wanting to donate it, like sure, people can laugh at that at other,
and they do.
I think it's awesome that guy would take his time because he wants to make a difference. How many people in the last 3.5 years have reached out to you and been like, hey, you know, I'd like to donate a cow, or these like really
realize,
unique
Yeah.
things that it's really a neat story that we need to tell over the years.
It was the biggest challenge of my life, but I will never have something more meaningful than the last 3 years. So super grateful. No hard feelings at all. And I'm still going to be around.
Well, we're going to the women's game on Wednesday.
We'll be there. I'll be up in Hilton tonight, everybody. So again, thank you all for your
you're
kindness.
going to the Alcorn State
I'm going to the Alcorn State game. Why not? But again, I appreciate you all more than you know, and I'll still be around. And I get to yak with this guy every week. Unfortunately, Twice a week. Yeah.
Well, on that note, we should probably get going. I do want to remind everybody. So we're in the zone now, where we're going to have our basketball pre and post game shows, pretty much exclusively. We're not doing the Alcorn State game, but a really big stretch here for men's and women's basketball. The women's game against Iowa next Wednesday will be electric.
Oh my gosh, I already feel the heat in a
I
good way.
can't cover that one. I'm too big of a fan. Like I'm going in hot.
Addy Jada against the Hawks.
That's a big game.
It's gonna be great.
They got to win that one.
One of the bigger environments in Hilton's going to see in a while. I really believe that.
Will it sell out?
I think it will.
Yeah,
I think it will. And I should get it. Let me get an update for Sunday seat up to see where we're at with that game. But I would encourage everybody to buy their tickets now. I think that place is going to be rocking. I think it's going to be rocking.
Chappie gave us 2.
I can't wait. I'm so excited for that game. Boo the heck out of Jan Jensen.
Well, that's not very
No,
nice.
I'm not. More the officials. I'll pick on the officials. I like Jan, I think. I don't really know Jan.
She's okay. She's been fine to me.
But yeah, gonna be fun. I mean,
I
honestly,
really liked Bluter. She was nice. I liked Lisa. Not as much as I like Finley.
Yeah, I'm excited that Bill's got this team. It's gonna be a fun.
I'm telling you, this is his best team. I think it's gonna be his best team. I get it. Like they've had really good. This is his best team. They've never had a naughty crooks.
It's December 3rd. I think if you put men's and women's basketball and throw wrestling in there as well, this will be the best because there's been a lot of great years. The most consistent, high-performing winter for Iowa State athletics since 2001.
Yeah,
I believe that. I think all those teams are that good, and so let's enjoy the ride, everybody. It's gonna be fun.
And then just notable, and I don't know what to take from it. I don't take much from it. We're already looking ahead to Cyhawk. Iowa gets pounded on the road at Michigan State.
Yeah.
Again, I don't really take a lot from that just because I'm not even making fun of them. They're
No.
a bunch of mid-major guys that have come up a level. First really intense
It's gonna take a little
environment.
bit. Mhm.
Yeah. And Michigan State was super aggressive with Sturts. They got up in him. And McCollum's a good coach. He'll make adjustments. I refuse to overreact to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't overreact. The concerns going into the season showed up big time. though, for them.
Absolutely, no doubt. And that's a very
It's like
real thing.
the Sturts slow it down works to a point, but he couldn't get any, and they don't really have a guy other than him that can really create.
They need a second and third
They need
scorer to step
They need a
up.
second or third banana, as the old saying, because otherwise he's going to get all the. That would be if I'm an Iowa fan and I know McCollum's really good. That is concerning to me because
Absolutely.
I'm gonna have to win games 60-55 then, and I don't know if that's sustainable against the talent that they're including against Iowa
The
State.
Big Ten's down, right?
It is a little bit.
I don't think they're that great.
Purdue, Michigan State, Illinois.
The top end is good, but I'm saying
yeah,
like you get
correct.
to like 8 down.
Yeah, it's not. So I think based on what again through a month, I think Iowa is an NCAA tournament team.
I agree.
Men's wise, I do. It's just when they get some of these high end teams,
The physicality.
the athleticism,
Matchup greatly favors the Cyclones and Hilton in this
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's a game. What does Ken Palm have it at? I mean, I think I would say it's going to be probably a
10-point
double-digit favorite. I mean, I'm not trying to pick.
one. I don't
on
know what
Iowa
it is,
here,
but I would put Iowa State as a 10-point favorite. Right?
So yes, that it's going to be a great. Both are going to be really good. I think Iowa State's probably favored in both of them as of right now.
I would say the women are favored by 5
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
off the top of my. And I haven't watched the Iowa women enough, but I know what they do. I know who they are.
Yeah, and they beat Baylor in a
they're
tournament.
really
so
good.
They're good. So
they're really, really good. They have a lot of experience.
this will be one of the more. This will be a fun year for the Cyhawk. I mean, and Iowa State has a chance, as we talked about on Sunday, to do it for the first time ever.
Boy, that Cyhawk standings is a cesspool right now. Iowa State.
Is it really a standings if it's so one-sided? I mean, at that point, it's
Well,
just
now that you're unemployed, if you want to do like pre and post game with us, you're welcome to.
make
What
sure.
do you think about that, Aiden?
sure I don't
Pump
have
these
a-
things up a little bit. It's Aiden's baby over there. Whatever. He's the boss.
I don't know if people want to see me anymore. I don't know. I'm old now.
The people want Bloom.
people-
I just talk to the people. The people
Okay,
want Bloom.
thank you, pal.
Wyatt and Sons over there. He's in charge.
No, but I appreciate your kindness, Tito. I would not have been able to make it through the last 3.5 years without you. The ownership at CF here has been unbelievable. The We Will board members, all you guys, again, thank you.
It does a little bit of an end of an era feel
Yeah.
because CF was involved in a lot of this stuff.
Oh, we would not have survived without Cyclone Fanatic. Would not have.
And we're not trying to take credit.
No.
It's just we've kind of been like the marketing wing. Well, your wife has, and there's just a lot of like emotions because it's like when we were all very passionate about it, and that started with you. But then Jason Luch, who owns Cyclone Fanatic, and like he could have very easily said no.
Jason,
Like
yeah, unbelievable.
he could have very easily charged a ton of money.
the amount of marketing we did on this podcast
Yeah,
alone, right?
and that's commendable.
Yes.
And he's obviously a booster at Iowa State too, but like he wanted the collective to thrive because he wanted Iowa State to win. Like we talk about the Cody Campbells and
Yes.
he's not giving that much. I have no idea what he gives, but he also is like he basically gave a marketing wing to the collective for 3.5 years. And I wanted to make sure and he gets recognized and make sure everybody understands that.
There are so many people that it would take a whole other hour to thank of who were instrumental in this, from players, coaches, fans, donors, my guys at West O, all these, just the unbelievable kindness shown, and I'll forever indebted to all of you. But again, what makes this place special is Iowa State. We don't have the most,
No.
but I can't think of a fan base that could have figured this out the way Iowa State did it without you guys in the Iowa State fan base. So we're not done. I mean, there's still room to grow for Iowa State, but what I would say is I think we navigated, took all of us, a really hard 3.5, 4 years in the NIL era, and we're almost to some more stability here, and we might even see it today with the passage of the SCORE Act. So keep an eye on it.
Well, it's National Signing Day.
And it's national.
What in the hell does that even mean? Dude, National Signing Day My wife, when we first hated NIL Day, or not NIL Day, National Signing Day, I would be up at 4 a.m. Aiden would love this. I had it was like a war room in my office. Like I had the coffee.
So you still were doing Red Bull then?
Well, way back, I should have written about this in this bad boy.
Hey,
But
are we shipping, by the way?
I'll give an update on that.
Okay.
I used to get to go in the early McCarney years. I would sit in the Jacobson building in Chris Ash's office. And what the little fax machine would. Who is that? It's Webster Patrick.
Josh Hargis.
Oh, it's Carper. Brett Meyer. But that was the old days of National Signing Day, and it was a huge deal. It was like a holiday. The first Wednesday in February every year. And then we would have our party, which is kind of iconic if you think back to the Rhodes years and all those, Tom Herman doing shotguns in the back. He didn't actually do that, but he
Mark
would have
Mangino rolling into the cake stand.
Mark Mangino was awful. So on this note, real quick, we go from very selfless stuff to total self-promotion.
Of course.
I am having an event on Sunday. Now there's only 75 tickets available, and my guess is it's going to sell out today. If you want to come, John Walters and I are doing an event at Dog Eared Books in Ames. And it's John's book is a part of it too, Size Perfect Day.
Yes.
And there's links all over the internet. Go to the Dog Eared Books. I've posted it. This will sell out because it's very limited space. Next week on Friday night, I'm going to be at the Lonely Oak Distillery in Erling. So northwestern Iowa fans. And then Saturday night is the main event in Clarinda. Going home. English is playing.
I'm going.
Bloom's going to be there. Aiden's going to be there. I think Van Winks is bringing the family.
Where are we at down there? Exactly.
Well, our guy Kim Pullen.
Yeah.
He's got an event space.
Ooh.
So it's like a wedding reception hall that we're turning into a Cyclone Bash.
That's gonna be awesome.
But we're going to do a full program. And I think we're going to sign books from 4 to 6. And then, so Jay Bruner's is this iconic restaurant. Have you ever had a Jay Bruner onion ring?
Have I? Yeah. Of course.
It might be the greatest food.
While in Clarinda.
Oh, my God. But I'm excited because we're going to give all the proceeds to the Clarinda High School Booster Club.
Awesome. Good for you.
Not making a dime on it. We're just giving the proceeds back to the community.
Good for you.
So that's all coming up.
And anytime you go to Southwest Iowa,
it'll be a party, man.
Be a party.
English has got a bunch of George Strait songs he's going to play.
Dial up the straight.
So that's everything that's happening. We'll do pregame on Saturday starting at 10:30. So it's always going to be 30 minutes before the game. We're going to go live as much as possible because of injuries, and you get all the updates and stuff like that. Brent and I will be live at 10:30 on Saturday morning. The beat reporters with Brent, Ben Hutchins, and Rob Gray will be up tomorrow. And
Inside Zone came out this morning, too.
Inside Zone's out this morning. That's a Wiffles hybrid production. And then I also wanted to point out that the boys from Let 'Em Cook had Conrad Hawley on this week.
Yeah, CEO.
The CEO is back, and that's a fun episode. I have not listened to it yet, but I've seen it's been getting really solid reviews. People really have enjoyed it.
I love it. Was classic Conrad. Guys,
the guy's electric.
He's electric. He's a legend. And honestly, guys, if you're a company and you want a guest speaker, put him at the top of your list.
He's the chief energy officer.
His presentation is amazing and applicable to everybody.
There you go.
Well, free advertising for Conrad.
There you go. All right, we're in the Northwest Bank Studios. We are presented, as always, by Mechdyne, Cia Bloom, Aiden Wyatt producing, as always. And this pair will be back on Sunday night to get you ready for Cyhawk Week. Later.